So we are here, everyone, talking about hair loss. It is a hot topic right now because we are seeing a ton of it. So I've got with me Karina. We are from Balance Point Health Center, and we'll just do some quick intros and then we'll dive right into the topic. And so I'm Linda Lukovic, co-owner of Balance Point Health Center. I am a nutritionist and a health coach. And Karina, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, and I'm Karina. I'm also a holistic nutritionist and live blood cell analyst. And we're going to talk about minerals and hair loss and live blood analysis today.
Amazing. All right. So people aren't going to be able to see the pictures on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram and you want to see the pictures, make sure you hop over to Facebook and join our Optimizing Health Facebook group, and you'll be able to see some images there. But if you can't, for whatever reason, we'll make sure that we share those later. All right. So Karina, what are you seeing in people's blood these days?
The first thing that I see in people's bloods these days is massive mineral deficiencies and massive cellular dehydration. Mm-hmm. And what's important to understand is when I see clients coming in and they're fit and they eat healthy, they lead a healthy lifestyle. And the first question I ask is, how much water do you drink? Mm-hmm. And they're like, sometimes, 2 liters, 3 liters, some people who are working out even more. And when I look at their blood, I still see cellular dehydration. So what people don't realize is that you can drink a lot of water, but you may not absorb it. And there's various mechanisms, as the root cause for that takes on different shapes, and it has to do with your gut health, with your stress levels, and with your nutritional profile, all around nutritional profile. But
and even hormone balance,
and
right?
Hormone balance.
Yeah. And cortisol is a hormone. So cortisol is our stress hormone.
Yeah.
And so
the point I wanted to drive home, first of all, is even if you think you drink enough water, you may, okay, but you may not be absorbing water. And a lot of people don't realize that that is even a possibility.
Yeah. Karina, what are some symptoms for people? Like, what would people notice? In their body?
Yeah. So the first thing you'll notice is fatigue. You're going to feel fatigued with no reason. And the second thing you'll notice is dry skin, dry, brittle nails. Hair loss is going to start to happen soon after your mineral deficiencies become an issue. It might take some time, but if you combine that with poor diet and stress and maybe imbalanced hormones, then you have the perfect storm for hair loss, right?
Yeah. Some other signs people might not be aware of is sometimes you'll even see white spots on your nails, and that can be a mineral deficiency as well, not necessarily dehydration, but mineral deficiency. So something to watch for. Anything else that people would notice, like cramping? Would cramping be?
Definitely cramping. Cramping and brain fog. Because if you think about it, if you look at the red blood cells, you realize they need water. The first thing any cell in the body needs is water. Mm-hmm. The cell needs to be hydrated in order to be able to communicate with other cells and the immune system or white blood cells, right? So you need to have that constant communication, two-way communication between red blood cells and white blood cells. And I can show a couple of pictures in a second.
Let's do that, yeah. And that's a great thing about live blood analysis. If you don't know what live blood analysis is, you guys, it's a super simple test that you get to see your health real time by just Karina takes a prick of blood from your finger, and we'll then analyze it under the microscope in real time, like right in front of you. So
right there, right then, you're there with me.
Yeah,
I'm there with you.
There's a lot of power in that, because when you see something visually, you're more apt to want to make the changes because it's like right there in front of you. It's a really, really great test that Karina does. You can learn so much about your health, and that's really what we're all about, right? Is prevention. Let's catch things early. Let's catch things when they're just minor nuisances so that you can prevent bigger things later.
Yeah, and
So-
I just on the same topic, I just want to say that cellular dehydration is just the first thing we see, but there's so many other things that we can uncover during a live blood analysis, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to walk away empowered with new knowledge and knowing that you can. There's things, simple things you can do to change your health for the better. Okay, so I wanted to show a picture of a good healthy blood first. Okay, so this is what we call healthy blood. Now, I have to tell you, I don't see a lot of this because people who come to see me usually have some kind of health issues. So this is not what I see in the first visit. I'll show you another picture, and this is more like what I see. The idea is you start off with this. Okay, this is cellular dehydration, clear cellular dehydration. Basically, the cells are not absorbing water. They're not absorbing, they don't have enough oxygen. They can't move properly. They can't breathe properly. So as a result, they can't transport nutrients and oxygen to the other organs of the body. But first and foremost, what we're interested in today is water absorption. And why does that happen? Why don't people absorb water? Because there's a mineral deficiency, like deep down at the root cause of what's happening. And we all know about how our soils are depleted in nutrients nowadays. We don't get enough minerals from fruits and vegetables. Especially if you don't eat organic fruits and vegetables, you're not going to get enough nutrients from the produce. But also stress plays a huge role in how you absorb your nutrients, especially your minerals.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, please remember, if you don't absorb your minerals, you don't absorb your vitamins. So
Yeah.
I have a lot of people who come and show me, okay, I take this multivitamin, and that's wonderful and that's beautiful, and maybe you need it. But keep in mind that you are not going to absorb those vitamins if you have a mineral deficiency.
I
Okay.
think that's such an important point, Karina. Like you just nailed it right there. Like really listen to that, you guys. And this is why we always say this kind of stuff saves you money, because if you like, you could be taking a vitamin and it's doing nothing for you. You're just peeing it right out, or
Yeah.
worse, you're using a cheap vitamin and there's, like preservatives, additives, whatever in it that you're not even digesting well. It's making your digestion worse.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So sometimes, just coming to a professional, you're going to get answers faster.
So just to kind of circle back a little bit, some of the main reasons for poor mineral absorption are stress, infections. You're looking at maybe an imbalanced gut flora. So people with gut issues usually have a hard time absorbing not only minerals, but everything else.
So how do people know if they have gut issues, Karina? Like aside from the obvious, right? So people kind of know, like, if you're not going on a regular basis, they might have gut issues, or if they have like cramping. But what else? Like what else can be an indication for people? Because I think a lot of people, they come in and they think they don't have gut issues, but after we do some digging, we realize that they do.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the first things we notice when we have gut issues, people have food sensitivities.
Yeah.
So if you notice, you're starting to develop, you were able to say eat, I don't know, tomatoes 6 months ago, and now you're no longer able to consume tomatoes.
Yeah.
Maybe you're breaking out in hives or something is off, and you're no longer able to consume certain foods, then you definitely have a gut issue.
Yeah.
The second point is cravings. When we have excessive cravings, I mean, sometimes it's normal to have cravings, especially women around their period, and so that's more normal. But if you have cravings out of the blue and they're constant and a long term, then definitely something's going on in your gut. There could be infections, there could be, a fungal infection or parasites and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great point. And so that's why sometimes even just, diets where you see you're just cutting sugar out, that's not always the answer. Like it's really important to come at things from a bunch of different angles. not
Yeah.
just avoiding sugar, because that's, a common thing you see out there when people have sugar cravings. So let's cut out sugar.
Yeah.
But if you're not fixing the problem in the gut, then you're not really getting to the root of what's really going on, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the main point here, you may present with hair loss. So you may come to see me with hair loss, complaining of hair loss and maybe skin issues or maybe eczema or something
Yeah.
like that. But just know that that's basically the surface level. So what we need to do, we need to go deeper into the body and see what the root cause is and where this is coming from. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is what live blood analysis, this is why the live blood analysis technique is so powerful, because it goes into the body at the capillary levels where the nutrient absorption is taking place in the small intestine through the capillaries. So we are able to see how well you absorb your nutrients and whatever else is happening in your gut that needs to be addressed.
Exactly. That's great.
And anyway, there's many things we can do about hair loss. Okay, there's certain nutrients that we can definitely talk about in a consultation.
We just had an amazing client who came to me and she's like, oh my God, she just finished this one bottle of something that Karina gave her for hair loss and she was blown away. So sometimes it can be pretty quick. Sometimes it takes a little longer. It really depends on what's happening. So that's why you also don't want to ever compare yourself to someone else, because everyone is so unique, right? And everyone needs a different plan. And
yeah, exactly.
And just be aware of that. Yeah.
And it's interesting because I'll give you one example. My husband, right? So he was having some hair issues, and I gave him Spectralite.
Yeah.
And about halfway through the bottle of Spectralite, guess what? He started reporting more energy, more stamina, better outlook on life. I definitely, things had started to change, to shift, not only with his hair, but with his energy levels. Why? Because we know minerals are needed, or especially trace minerals are needed for proper adrenal function. Right?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. And so many people, are walking around completely deficient right now, not realizing that they can feel so much better.
Yeah.
So Karina, thank you so much for sharing with us today. We promised that we were going to keep this short and sweet. We do invite you to book a free discovery call with us if you're curious, want to learn more and see if this might be something for you, or you can give the office a call and book right in to see Karina. So she does have she's pretty busy next week, but she does have some appointments within the next few weeks. So give us a ring and secure your spot today, or just put your questions below and we'll make sure that we'll get back to you right away. Karina, any final thoughts before we say have a great weekend?
Just come and give it a try, guys. You'll be blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Take care. Have a great weekend, guys.
Take care.
Bye.